We live in the most amazing, incredibly interesting times. Hi there, crypto fans. Hi there, remote viewing fans. Dick Allgire here. I'm getting ready for my big interview on Night Dreams Radio tonight. It will be live at 7 p.m. Pacific time. I think it will also be on YouTube. We'll put up a link. Night Dreams Radio. I think they're going to ask me a lot about UFO remote viewing, which is a small part of the remote viewing we do. I think traditionally, me working remote viewing targets is like 3% of the work I do. We try to avoid UFOs, but they can be interesting, and I'm sure the host, Gary Anderson, will be asking me about UFOs, and I'll have some things to say about that. We live in the most interesting time. It's the transition not just to a new financial system, but a new system of governance of the human race and the planet Earth, a new system of accounting, a new system of keeping track of everything, of verifying things, of keeping the record of humanity. I'm reading a really interesting book right now about the history of Bell Labs. Bell Labs was the scientific organization that rolled out communication technology in the early part of the 20th century. They had a lot of the top scientists working there, and whenever they did anything at Bell Labs, they had a huge book that was on the premises. And this book was where anytime anybody had an idea or began an experiment or had the results of an experiment, every little thing they did, everything they thought, every experiment they did, every result was logged into this book sequentially. No one was ever allowed to add a page to the book. No one was ever allowed to take a page out. The purpose of this book was to document the flow of technology, the progress of the technology. They were getting a lot of patents, and they needed to know where the patent originated, who got the idea, which ones worked and which ones didn't. It was, in essence, an immutable ledger. Those of you that know what I'm leading to know what I'm about to say. This was an original form of what came to be known as blockchain, a ledger where they sequentially kept a record that could not be changed. This book was sacred at Bell Labs. No one could add anything to it after the fact. No one could take anything out. It was never changed, and they were meticulous with these records. That's what blockchain technology gives us, is an immutable record on a computer blockchain that cannot be changed or altered. And what this does, it's not just money. It allows everything to be transmitted and tokenized so that every aspect of commerce on planet Earth is going to be run through blockchain distributed ledger technology and will be tokenized. That means all the investment money in the planet is going to go into this. So we are living at a time where you're going to see amazing change, amazing technological progress. It will be very uncomfortable for some, but for others who understand this and embrace it, it's a chance to make life-changing wealth. It's already caused me to have life-changing wealth, and that wealth is going to grow exponentially as I understand the tokens that are coming and which ones to put the investments into. Not investment advice, it's just knowledge. And if you get the knowledge, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Well, okay, I am trying to sell you a membership to futureforecastinggroup.com because a lot of this information is not to be given out in public. In a private setting, you can do much more is allowed. So we have a private site, futureforecastinggroup.com. This is a time of great change. It's going to be absolutely fascinating. What's happening with the financial system right now? The financial system is like a car careening down a mountain road, and it's out of oil, and the engine lights are blinking, and one of the wheels is about to fall off, and the insurance policy is lapped, and it's heading towards a cliff, and if it avoids the cliff, at the bottom of the hill, there's a train track, and the warning things are down, but it's going to plow through that, and the trains, it's just like a wreck is coming. The financial system was designed for a certain length of time, a certain longevity, and that time, the end of that is rapidly approaching. No one wants to buy U.S. bonds anymore. The bond market is having a hard time. No one wants the long-term bonds. They're saying, we don't want your stinking dollars. We're not going to fund you anymore. So if no one buys the bonds, that's the end of the U.S. dollar. And with the end of the U.S. dollar, it's just fascinating to see how this new financial system is being designed and rolled out, how officials with the big money like the Larry Fink of BlackRock, the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett, even Donald Trump, just a few short years ago were saying, Bitcoin's poison. It's a Ponzi scheme. There's nothing to it. It's a waste of money. Now they're saying, well, this is a store of value. Yeah, we do need to get some investments into this new cryptocurrency. So they're slowly rolling out. You can see the perceptions changing. You can see the adoption coming, and it's going to steamroll now that the ETFs are coming online. I could talk about this all day, but I'm not going to because I have to go on a radio show and talk about UFOs. Like, what did we see with Bob Lazar? What did we see on the moon? What's on Mars? Was there a previous civilization? How'd they build the pyramids? I can know these questions are coming. So I got to prep myself and talk about all the woo-woo stuff on the Night Dreams radio show tonight at 7 o'clock. That's it for now. Aloha from Hawaii.